Hey everybody, this is Keith Gleason, host of Indie Comics Relay, creator of the Mighty Mascots, and promoter for the Plastic City Comic Con. And I'm here with another comic review. Just a quick reminder that Kid Switch 1 and 2 pre-launch page is live on Kickstarter right now. I would love it if you went over there and clicked the notify me on launch option. It just gets me the numbers ahead of time so that I know there's enough interest in the book so I can go live with it. I'm trying to hit about 50 notifications. So if you guys have a chance, head on over there. The link is below in the description of the video. Check it out. It's my new all ages kid adventure where Ben 10 meets the TV show Sliders. So I think you'll like it. It's a sci-fi adventure. It's a lot of fun. So, all right. And then also Mighty Mascots 10 triple size anniversary issue still live on Indiegogo. You can get the new issue along with the Breakfast Brawler toys. That is still live and ready to go. Link below as well. All right. Let's get into the review. Sorry, I haven't done these in a little while. It's been a little busy couple of months. With Plastic City, I've had lettering jobs left and right, and plus working on my own comics. It's kind of not left a lot of time for social media or YouTube, but I'm trying to work it back in slowly. So this is my, me trying to come back here right now. So today I'm reviewing ThunderCats Lost #1. This is by Dynamite Comics. Writer on this is Ed Brisson. Artist is Rafa Labosco. Colorist is Rashawn Kirchinyanil, I think is how you say it. And the letterer is Jeff Eckelberry. All right. And then let me give a short summary of the story. I don't like to spoil on these reviews, but I will give you the short synopsis from the Dynamite website. So here we go. A team of soldiers is trapped behind enemy lines, but who is the enemy? After being shot down in the middle of a war zone, 5 Thunderian warriors are fighting for their lives. Together, they face a horde of heavily armored soldiers, and the team's only hope is to somehow break through their lines to reach the wreckage of their ship. Such overwhelming odds will strain their abilities to the absolute limit. But even if Mummra, Linkso, Shen, Ligon, and their hammer-wielding commander Bengali make it out alive, will they still be able to complete their mission? And even more important, who is the mysterious antagonist who is hunting them? And what is his connection to the Book of Omens? Author Ed Brisson and artist Rafa Labosco, the celebrated team behind ThunderCats Apex, presenting never before seen side of the ThunderCats universe and ThunderCats Lost #1. Couldn't have said it better, everybody. But yeah, that's a quick synopsis of ThunderCats Lost. I got to say, I really like this book. It was a better #1 than the actual ThunderCats series, which I reviewed a long time ago on this channel. I remember I was not thrilled with that first issue because it was almost just like a retread of the cartoon. But this one is very different. It felt like you were thrown in the middle of a war. Like the first handful of pages reminded me of the movie Saving Private Ryan, like where you're just thrown into this war and you have no idea what's going on. It's just like a survival free-for-all, basically. I really liked it. I think Ed Brisson is such a great writer too. Everything that I've read by him, I really enjoyed. Like, I think the first thing I read, he did Iron Fist for a little while at Marvel after Ed Brubaker and all those guys wrote the character. And I really enjoyed his Iron Fist. And then I've seen him pop up on different things like Batman Incorporated, which was excellent. And then now he's been helping out with the ThunderCats universe for Dynamite Comics. And as mentioned in the synopsis, he did work on the ThunderCats Apex one-shot, which I didn't review for this channel, but was an excellent one shot that was focused on the future of ThunderCats and had some really cool twists and turns in there. And it's kind of reminded me of like the Hulk Future Imperfect storyline where there's this future that's coming and you just don't know how do you get from point A to point to this future. And that's what it kind of had, like a nice little excitement there for ThunderCats fans. But I do like this story. It feels like it's a parallel story to the other title, where so far they haven't connected at all or mentioned each other, as far as I know. And it's, I guess, takes place at the same time, although I'm not 100% sure on that. And some of these new characters, I believe, were in the animated series. But from what I was reading, they have different origins, so they're kind of new characters anyways. And then they created a couple new ones for this team of 5 Thundercats. And it's like one of those, and I think the reason this resonated with me more than the other Thundercats book is because it's the kind of story they're telling. I love stories like this where you're just kind of thrown in to the mix and you don't know what's going on, and then it's just like a fight or flight kind of story where it's like they're filling in the gaps as they're trying to stay alive, basically, from like these forces coming against them. And the villains in this seemed interesting. And I don't think I've seen them in the Thundercats canon before, but it seems to be like a race of like dog-like humanoid creatures. The main dog is named General Shiner, and he just looks like a really horrifying like bulldog. He had like the big jowls and things like that, but he's just like vicious as hell. I like that. And they also teased another villain coming called Scorpius, which seems like it'd be kind of interesting, keeping with like the animal theme, I guess. I'm gonna say I like it better than the regular book, and I think that's because it's just fast moving, fast paced. And I think it's because these new characters seem interesting, more interesting than the ones we know. I mean, I love Lion-O and I love all the original Thundercats, but these guys are new, and it's like you're discovering them from the first time, which is kind of interesting, which makes it feel fresh and unique. Let me just speed through some of this. The artwork by Rafa Labosco is tight. The pencils are tight. Storytelling is good because there's several pages of just war with not a lot of words, and you can follow the action perfectly fine, which is always a sign of a great sequential artist. The lettering is good, although I think the font is a little too big for this kind of title. And, it feels like it's like one or 2 points bigger than it should be. I've seen other things lettered by Jeff Eckelberry, and I don't remember if they were larger font. Maybe it's just the font he's using, I'm not sure. But overall, I really enjoyed it. I've been contemplating dropping the Thundercats books, but this one I might keep because it's just very good. It's very fast paced and it's different. I think if I do cut the Thundercats loose, this one might stay in my reading pile. There's just too much coming out. There's like a Chitara miniseries that just happened, and now they're doing more one shots, and I think they're might be doing another series. I'm like, it's just too much. Like, I understand it's popular, and these comic publishers, when they strike gold, they tend to overdo everything. So, and that's what's happening with this franchise, unfortunately. Would I recommend? Absolutely. I think if you're a Thundercats fan, I'd be curious to see what you think of this. It's new characters, but it's very cool, very different, and feels like I don't know where it's gonna lead, but it sounds like it's gonna have some revelations about the Book of Omens and how it ties to the villains in this. So that's kind of interesting tease. But I would recommend it if you're a Thundercats fan. I think this is a great companion title to the regular monthly by Declan Shalvey. Price count is $4.99, which is standard for Dynamite comics. Page count seems to be about 32 with ads. I'd say probably about 24 pages of comic story, and about maybe the rest would be ads and house ads and things like that. It's color. It's got a million covers, which is Dynamite is the worst with the variant covers. I don't even know how many there are for this, but there was pages of them, so at least goes up to the Z, because they do cover A, cover B. I think they're at cover Z, and then they have to start over with different numbers. So that's how many they do. It's crazy. And they also do the retailer exclusives and all that. So it's a little nutty, but I recommend it. I would love to see an animated series with these characters and this storyline particularly. And I think if you haven't read anything by Ed Brisson, he's also writing the Silverhawks reboot for Dynamite. And if you remember that book, or remember that cartoon, I think you'd like that book as well. So, but all right, everybody, thanks for tuning in for this review. Like, subscribe, share the channel as always, and join us every other Monday night for Indie Comics Relay Live as me, Johnny, and Harry interview mostly like 3 or 4 creators a night, and we just talk about comics and their projects and have a little fun and talk about nostalgia and whatever's hot in pop culture at the moment, that kind of thing. But yeah, join us and have a great week. Most importantly, read some comics, and we'll talk to you later. All right, bye.